The day starts at the hotel on base that I'm staying at and headed to Seoul. On my way to Seoul and stopped at a local market, just a local market on the side of the road. From outside, it's pretty dim and pretty dark, but inside, it's just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. All the food, everything that's set up is just, it's amazing. It's well lit and absolutely gorgeous. Love the display, huge selection. But if you took a look at it from the outside, you'd never guess. So this is the entrance to the temple. If you look up above me, what you'll see are individual lanterns that are bought by people, and they put their wish on it, and it is part of a holiday. So pretty cool here. If you take a look over to the side here, on my side here, you'll see the dancers, traditional wear. They're the dancers, and they are getting ready for a performance. But if you take a look around, I'm going to spin around a little bit and show you what I see over here. There's more and more and more over there. There's the entrance over there. But if you take a look over here, the lanterns go on and on and on. There's lots of them. So we're in the heart of Seoul. We are just headed into the palace, and I'm going to have Andrew, my godson, do the intros. He spent almost 2 years here in Korea, so he has a little bit better grasp of the language and what we're going to see. Andrew, tell us what we're going to see.
Hello, so we are here at Gyeongbokgung Palace in the center of Seoul. As you can see, this is a huge palace where they used to defend their country and their leaders. And Gyeongbokgung Palace is in the center of Seoul. And it is the oldest palace and largest palace in Korea.
So you'll see a lot of people in costume here at the palace. Apparently there's free admission if you wear a costume. Who knew? I would have worn a costume had I known that. But you also see in the palace area, hey Andrew,
hello,
is the water there. They used to use it to ice skate before they decided to keep it as more of a national treasure and not use it as ice skating. But lots of landscape, lots of beautiful, beautiful landscape here. Huge grounds. So I'm standing in the garden of a traditional house. It's a very nice house. It's got a beautiful garden. Let me spin around this way a little bit. Beautiful garden, nice open area. Once you get behind me, that's the actual home. And you keep going, there's a lot more to the house down there, and there's some guest houses a little bit further below, but kind of interesting. It's a lot of windows and a lot of hardwood floors. The weather here is pretty mild, but then it gets pretty cold in the winter, so you definitely have to worry about keeping this thing warm, which I don't know how they did it, but beautiful, beautiful gardens. And up on top of the mountain, secluded. Actually, we're in the middle of Seoul, so it's hard to believe with all the privacy and the quiet nature of where we're at. So we have just taken a bus up to the top, and then we got out of the bus and we walked up a very, 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 very steep incline to get to the top of Namsan. And what you'll see is this is basically, there's a wall behind me, or in front of me, that is part of the wall that goes around Seoul. And it is a fortress around Seoul. What you see is, if you can see over my head a little bit, there's a blue house up there, which is the president's house in the palace. And then over here, there's a little bit of a road. You can see a little tiny road. That's part of the wall. The best analogy I have is like the Great Wall of China goes around. This is also another wall to keep Koreans safe and keep safe the city of Seoul. But this is a huge, if you look all the way over there, you can go all the way back over here. There's about, I think, 9.5 million people in the city of Seoul in the actual city, and then another 13 million outside of the city, kind of in the metro area in Seoul. So a lot of people, a lot of commerce, a lot going on here. We are now getting tickets to go to the top of a tower, which I'm going to walk over here. See, you can see that tower right there? We're going to head up to the top of that tower. So we are on the bridge. If you can see behind me, these are all locks. Love locks, where a couple buys a lock, has the key, puts the lock on the bridge, and then throws the key away as a symbol of their love for each other and devotion for each other. So there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of locks.
Inside of you, feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move. You make me move.
We're at the market trying to find something to eat. There's so many choices. Take a look at this. The good news is we don't have to know what anything is. We can just point and decide from there. We don't have to know the names of anything or be able to speak the language. Everything looks pretty fresh. Lots and lots of folks. It goes on and on and on and on. And we're only in one area. Oh, there. We want some of the seafood. Oh, look at some of this. Oh, looks awesome. Some of the meats look great here. We're going to get some lunch. Potato pancakes. Lots of choices. Here's some more frying up. I think I want one of those. That. Oh. Lots of different options. I'm all for eating my food out of a cup.
김치 하나 고기 하나죠? 네. 잠깐만요. 여기. 계속 치고 있으니까.
Asked to get a smoothie. I'm not ready for a smoothie. I am ready for a little bit more food, not ready for a dessert yet. As we graze through the market, we're eating some kind of meat bean mung pancake. Don't know what that is, but it looks good. And she gave us toilet paper to eat it with. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but it's clean. So we're sitting across from the market. We've had a potato pancake. We've had kind of a pork thing. We've had some beef and meat pancakes. We've had a waffle with Nutella and cream. We've eaten a lot, and we are stuffed. I wouldn't say anything was particularly healthy. It was mostly fried, and had a vegetable somewhere in the vicinity, but mostly fried, mostly starch is what we're experiencing. We are headed, where are we headed to, Andrew?
We are headed to Dongdaemun Design Plaza. There we are going to check out some of the architecture because it's like a really innovative city that's heavy on design.
So that's where we're headed next. We're waiting for our driver. He gave us instructions as to where to be and when to be. It's a Saturday, traffic's busy, but it's not too hectic as well. So we'll be headed to the design center next. We are in the design center, in the design space. So it looks pretty cool. If I look down there, it's just basically an open lounge in that area. Really a chance for people to just gather and design and be creative. If I spin around this way, what you'll see is way over to the edge. You see that one? That's really interesting. It's like a giant bird's nest. When we go downstairs, what we see is just more unique creative spaces. That this is an old soccer stadium and baseball stadium. There are two stadiums next to each other, and now they're a design space. Look kind of like a UFO. Each of these buildings has something different in it. Shoes or purses or clothes. Looks a little beat up, but I think the prices are going to be good. This is the building for shoes. If you have a shoe fetish, this is where to go. Pretty crazy.
Which is why I should not be here.
Look at this. My goodness. Who knew all the shoes that we needed to have. And shoes for miles and miles and miles. Oh my goodness. We're only in one building. The next building will have something different. Street vendor, it's important to support the small business owners who are out here on the street cooking. That's a bread with cheese and egg. And then we also got some little fishes down there that are pastry filled with red beans. At one of the local small businesses selling flooring and wall covering. There's so many small businesses out here. Let's take a look around. Down this entire street, small business, small business, small business, everywhere. You can't walk without hitting a couple of small businesses. And they were hit pretty hard during COVID apparently here, but they're, coming out of COVID just like the rest of us, and they're active and they're looking to sell. The city is preparing for a nighttime parade in honor of Buddha's birthday. This is the end of a long day in Seoul. Until next time.